Hey guys, welcome back to the Interceptor. We are here with Alliance War Season 29 and number 3, where REA is going to be taking on Febos, Legend of Gladiators. I believe these guys were in Platinum 2 last season, but they are around our rating, so it makes sense we match them. I do have a pretty lame war just because I was able to take none of the 5 available shared minis, so I can take the Fury one, Power Snack, Mixmaster, EMP, and Buffet. And this war, it just happened to work out that I was not able to take any of the 5. So, yeah, we have the team today of Magneto, Falcon, and Quake. And today is actually the first time that I am not taking Path 2 in one of my sections. So it just worked out that both of the fights on Path 1, Section 2 were Red Magneto fights. And I needed Red Magneto for this Guardian right here. So I'm just going to... I asked the guy to switch. Neither of us died on in this war. So it worked out perfectly. Sorry if I spoiled that, but you could literally just check the description and you'd know that I didn't die. So it's not like I'm spoiling anything. And we're going to be boosting pretty lightly here just because they were two very, very tame and joke-like fights. I don't even think I boost with health. I think that's literally all the boosts I use. Yeah, so this is actually one of the first rank 2s I've faced in a very long time. I think it's probably been about 5, no, maybe 3 or 4 seasons. No. When we mismatched Plot 1 alliances when I was in ASR, I'm sure I saw one, so it's probably been like roughly 3 seasons since I've seen a rank 2. But I think we actually have 2 of our 50 defenders rank 2 on defense. So I guess it's possible, right? And the matchup of Magneto versus Guardian is one of the best in the game because it looks like you should have class disadvantage. You actually don't because he doesn't get class disadvantage against tech champs. And to my knowledge, there are only like 2 or 3 tech champs that aren't metal, which means that Red Magneto is effectively immune to class disadvantage, and it is going to happen a few times in this fight. Then I'm going to eat special ones, but when I do eat special ones, I actually have to get a taunt debuff on me, so I get double the willpower healing. So I'm actually gonna milk willpower to get back to almost 100% health in this fight. So after this, I'm not gonna hit him again, but unfortunately my bleeds are just too strong. And I'm gonna end at like 97 or something, because when they expire, they do like direct damage if your health is higher than them from deep wounds, and they instantly kill them if your health is higher at that moment. And it was, so it goes down. I ended at like 96%, so I'm pretty happy. I was actually one of the last ones to clear Section 1. What I was trying to do is I was gonna boost like 30% and then make it through all of my 6 fights this war, but it just never lined up because the guy taking Mixmaster Nick Fury with Archangel, he just took a while to show up, so it was just a little difficult for me. But this fight right here is very simple. And basically, it's just that you pretty much want to only hit while you're locked on. I think I managed to only hit while I'm locked on, except for like 1 or 2 hits in this fight. And then one of your combos should be a 5-hit combo ending with a medium. One of your combos should be a heavy attack, and the other should be medium light into a special attack. So I'm able to make that work in this fight, and I think he only gets like 1 or 2 furies the whole fight. So it was a really nice fight. I also didn't take any brute force, so you'll notice that while I was waiting for locked on to come back, I would wait until the timer was about to end for brute force, and then I would land 1 attack after parrying. So it worked really well. And then he goes down there, and my Falcon's at 96%. That is literally Falcon's only fight. So it didn't matter if I was down to 1%, because it does not make a difference to my champions. But yeah, 54-0. That's just a bad placement for Thing. Falcon just makes him a joke there. In fact, Thing also makes him a joke there. Thing is a great Thing counter. And we're going into section 2, and we are taking path 1. That guy ended up bringing Quake for that Spider-Gwen, which is perfect because you never get disoriented as long as you don't parry. And then he ended up using Doom for that Thor Ragnarok fight, and I actually took that fight on the exact same node in War 1, so you guys will see how that went, or how the interaction goes. And this fight goes horribly. This is by far my worst fight of in a long time. And it looks safe, and then I just miss a parry, and that's going to happen again. I'm just going to randomly miss parries in this fight, and I have no clue how. I didn't feel like I was missing them, and while I was actually doing some EQ this night, I was missing like so many parries, like I have no idea how, and it just happened again there, and I'm down to 23%. I'm like, okay, he's just not going to throw another special, I'm not going to let him, but unfortunately he does, and I just hit him once. I just have to land literally one more parry, and then he's dead. He throws the L1, so I'm like, oh no, down to 25 prowess. I hit him once to push him back, and then I do throw the L3 here, and I end the fight at 22%. That just got a little bit sketchy, and I didn't love it, but it wasn't that bad. And also, I'm massively underboosted, so if I died, 100% my fault. I was not going to blame it on anyone else. It would have been 100% my fault, because I did not really boost. And then here, unfortunately, the Hyperion that was on Buffet did not get cleared until I had already gone to bed. So I had to take my fights in the morning. So I've got this one fight, and then I have 2 fights on the mini-boss island, one of which is the title of this video, The King of Whiffing. And yeah, and right here, this is one of the dumbest things you've probably ever seen someone do on YouTube. I'm boosting up with mutant boosts to fight a tech champion, and I realized it as soon as I hit the start button on the like the fight button. I realized, oh yeah, those boosts do literally nothing, and I just threw them in the garbage. This is Magneto's only fight. And those boosts literally do not affect class disadvantage fights. They don't affect class fights against tech champs. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously I was not thinking much, and then right here I'm going to take an L1 to the face, but that's the only time I get hit in this fight. It's actually a really clean fight. My repairs are on point, and I don't think he ever charges another heavy attack. I think he lets me repair him the whole fight. And then there, I just throw a heavy attack into space because I don't know why. But I also don't think he gets to throw another special attack. I think it's just over at this point. So yeah, I just have to get to an L3. And for some reason, I think he survives this L3. I don't think it kills him. 39 prowess, and I do get the perfect damage. I don't actually think this kills him. Yeah, it doesn't kill him. Leaves him at 7%, and he bleeds to death in half a second. So, okay. So yeah, even if mutant boost had done anything, all they would have done is speed that fight up by about 2.5 seconds. Because he would have just died from the 3rd hit of the L3 instead of dying of the bleeds a second later. But yeah, this is a fight that I was actually going to use Falcon for because he bypasses the safeguard. And then I kind of chickened out and I used Quake. And this fight actually does get a little bit sketchy because I didn't use an invulnerability boost. And I actually am going to take a full combo to the face. And I don't even remember why. I think what happened is she ended a combo on a medium attack on her like 2nd or 3rd hit, and then waited a second and then went in for another combo, and that kind of just messed me up. Yeah, right there. I didn't actually go back to look, so I don't know. It's extremely possible that I just flat out made a mistake with Quake and took it combo to the face. But regardless, for the rest of the fight, I was worried because I know if I get hit another time, I'm in Assassin's range and I'm dead. And then right here, I threw off a heavy attack. That was the first one, I believe. And so I had to throw my L1 just to push her back. and then bait out an L1. Luckily, she threw it. And I'm actually going to bypass her her regeneration at 15%, which is pretty nice. I don't know if it was my Assassin Mastery or if it was my Concussion, and it's completely irrelevant because even if there was no Assassin Mastery, there was still Concussion on at that exact moment. And then right there, she dies. So a little under 2 minutes. The only downside to using Falcon for that fight is that if I don't prevent the regeneration, I just have to stall until it's gone. And if I'm trapped in my corner, it can get a little sketchy. Now, this fight also I could have used Falcon for, although he would have not been very good because he still would have gotten hit by Hazard Shift sometimes. Very, like, not often, but he could have. And then here I use Invulnerability Boost, and I decide to heal my Quake to the max. I used so many items, and I used all small items, so I did use 10 potions in this war, but, like, really I barely healed up. I probably didn't even heal up a total of 100% of a champ's health in this whole war. Like, that's between my 3 champions. But anyways, actually, you know what I probably did, because I lost about 70% of the fight. 70% in the stealth fight, and then I lost about 50% in the guillotine fight. But also, this man is the king of whiffing, and right now M.O.D.O.K's animations are actually bugged so that his third light attack makes him dive into the floor, and if you show it down, he literally goes into the floor. Like, his character merges with the floor and then rises out of the floor for the next hit. It's been bugged for about 1 or 2 months, and when he does that, he doesn't always whiff, but he often whiffs. And I didn't actually go back to count it, but I started counting at some point in the middle of a fight. I think he whiffs an attack against the corner over 10 times in this fight. Also, to make matters even worse, to make this even a more quote-unquote fun fight, he actually throws 4 heavy attacks into my evade. Now, I actually have practiced evading his heavy attack against the corner with Quake, and I'm pretty comfortable with it, and I actually get the full evade on his heavy attack 4 out of 4 times, every single time that I try, but that does not make it any fun, because I've probably taken M.O.D.O.K on this node 5 or 6 times, and not once has he thrown a heavy attack in any of the fights. Now, I'm still at full health because I have Invulnerability Boost, but I did take a parry there. I think I parry like 3 or 4 times by accident in this fight. And it does almost look like I'm going to time out, but if you actually look, I'm not in any danger of timing out. I think I've got about 1.5 Quake cycles in hand, so like roughly 16 seconds with how long it takes to actually do the damage. So I'm gonna finish this fight, obviously. I don't die, because I said I didn't die in this war. But it does get a little close. So right here, if I were to time out, he would have to be above 30%. But also, I'm running 1 point in Assassin, so that probably saves about half a cycle throughout the last 18%. So you'll notice he is going to drop a little bit faster when it comes to, like, right at the end. And I think I actually end up killing him by throwing my special 1, which is actually pretty funny. I end this fight with 93% with Quake, but it is a miracle that I did, because he whiffed so many light attacks. It is insane how many he whiffed. Right there, that was another whiff of a heavy attack, so I went to charge my heavy, it activated Dex, and he hit me. And like I said, I ended the fight with like 15 seconds left with the L1 while he was taking the concussion damage. And that's the end of my wars, but that was a very unfun fight. In the future, we'll be sending... There's actually 3 better counters, in my opinion. Ghost is number 1. Just, it's a ghost fight. There's literally nothing hard about using Ghost for that fight. But we only had 1 Ghost, and they went to take the Bishop on Stunning Reflection Mini. And then there's also Angela with Odin pre-fights. And I said there was a third. Oh, Corvus. Corvus is great for that fight. You can even pick up an auto block charge if you want. You don't even have to. You can get it on like Mixmaster or sometime earlier. But anyways, that is going to be it for this war. We've defeated the King of Whiffing, aka M.O.D.O.K. Hopefully Kabam will fix his animation soon, because it did not used to be like this, and it is very much broken. War record is 2-1. We actually won this war with a score of 25-17, I believe it was. Also, something significant that I have to say about this war. My defenders actually got 4 kills this war. So, Mysterio got 1 kill on Encroaching Stun. Professor X got 1 kill on Path 5, Section 2, like the intercept path, I think that's where he was. And my Super Scroll got 2 kills on the second node of Path 8, Section 2. Now, it's also pretty significant. My Super Scroll is on a streak of defensive kills. In War 1, he got 2 defensive kills. In War 2, he got 1. And this war, he got 2. So he has gotten 5 defense kills in 3 wars. 3 wars straight with defense kills. So I will update you guys to let you know how long the Super Scroll defense streak goes. But yeah, it's just pretty funny because the alliances that we face are using every which attacker to try to counter him on that node, and they just all die. So far I've seen Claire, Doom, Magic die once each, and I've seen Torch die twice trying to do that fight. So I do think Magic is objectively the best option. I think that's pretty clear, but they are just not using Magic, and even the one guy that did try to use Magic died with Super Scroll at like 60% health. So yeah, that is all. We won the war 2-1, we won the war, so our record's 2-1. Our death total this season still at 0. As far as PSR goes, we are at 22 out of 22, and our deathless streak is 42. Now, I think I actually got an MVP for this, even though there were 3 people that had more than 6 fights because of my 4 defensive kills. But I'm not 100% certain. I didn't actually record myself having claiming the war rewards, but I'm pretty sure I got an MVP for this war. That is going to be all. Hope you guys had a great day. Hopefully you guys have more luck fighting the King of Whiffing than I did today, although I did survive. And that's going to be it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.